Hi, everyone, and welcome to the Pizza Garden program at the Ajax Public Library. My name's Carly, and I am really excited to welcome you guys to the program today. Before we get started, I'm just going to give you a few quick updates on things that we have going on this summer. So first, it's not too late to join or log reading for the TD Summer Reading Club. We have just a few more days. Reading logging ends on August the 21st, so you can still go to our website and log your reading for that. I would definitely encourage you to do that. There are lots of great prizes to be won, and you guys have all done amazing throughout this summer. So, congratulations. We've also got lots of programs going on. If you go to our website, lots and lots of fun stuff happening. We're trying to pack in as much good stuff as we can before the end of the summer. Um, that being said, I'm going to get us into our Pizza Garden program for today. As a friendly reminder, every week of this program, we check on the pizza toppings that we have planted and we do some STEAM activities based on whatever that week's theme is. Um, so the themes are always based on gardening. So we've talked about roots in the past, or we've talked about planting plants, or they're based on pizza toppings. So we've talked about sauce and we've talked about onions and lots of fun stuff. This is all going to wrap up in a couple of weeks when we each throw ourselves a pizza party at home hopefully using some of the ingredients that we've planted at home. If you'd like to introduce yourself and tell me what you've planted, by the way, please feel free to do that in the comments. It's always great hearing from everyone. This week, our theme is so cheesy. So I think if you were going to figure out the most popular pizza topping, it would probably be cheese, don't you think? Almost everybody likes cheese on pizza. And there's actually even vegan cheeses out there if you're vegan or lactose intolerant. So there's options for everybody. That being said, we're going to talk about cheese and dairy and all the fun stuff you can do with that in a minute. But we're going to start by checking in on my plants. Does anyone have any predictions about how they're doing? If you've been following along on Facebook Live, you'll know that they were not doing great last week. So we'll see how they're holding up now. I'm going to share my camera here so that you can actually take a look at them with me. All right, so there hasn't been much change from last week. First, we'll look at my onion. Yeah, the leaf is still looking a little bit tired here. I'm still giving it water, trying to keep up on that, but I've also still got a problem with these fruit flies. So I'm going to try to set a trap for these guys. I know you probably can't see them, but just giving you a look at the pot and the leaf. I'm going to try to set a trap for these fruit flies so that they stop bothering my plants because I don't think they're helping. One of the ways that I like to do that is by putting some apple cider vinegar in a glass. I stretch saran wrap over the top and I poke holes in the saran wrap. The fruit flies like to go in to try to get the vinegar, and then they have trouble getting back out. We'll also take a look at my red pepper plant, or what I'm hoping will be a red pepper plant. So you can see nothing yet. I did last week mention that I was planning to plant some more pepper seeds, and I did go ahead and do that. So they haven't sprouted yet, but you might remember at the beginning of the summer when I planted my first round, it took a few weeks for the sprouts to come up. So I think this is still pretty normal. I'll keep watering them, keep giving them sunlight, but not as much as I did a few weeks ago, and hope, whoops, that that helps. Our third plant in soil is the garlic chives. So I've given these guys a trim. I've pulled out the ones that were really brown. Um, and you can see the bottom parts of, I hope you can see, the bottom parts of each of the stems that are left are still pretty green. So I'm hoping if I give these guys water and I'm careful with how much sunlight I give them, we actually might still get some good garlic chives out of them. As long as we're good to them, I think these guys have still got a shot. They're just looking a lot shorter because I had to trim off the parts that weren't doing so well. Last, we have the two plants that I've planted in water. So that starts with the green onion. Still doing great. You can probably see the bottom part here, the root end, is a little bit brown from sitting in water for so long, but it doesn't look like it's going moldy or anything like that. And we've still got lots of roots And this green part, which is the part that we actually want to eat, is super tall, still very nice, bright green, and still doing well. So that's very nice to see. I've never had green onion on a pizza, but it may be my only option. We also have our potato plant, which is still really doing well. You can hopefully see this just web of roots at the bottom here. Lots and lots of roots just shooting off in every direction. And this green shoot, it's going all the way up to the top. We've got a few leaves this time, going kind of all around this one edge. So I'm curious how many of these we're going to end up with before the end of the summer. I'm going to stop my camera here so that we aren't just looking at the table. All right, perfect. So there's also a PDF available on our website that gives you 3 STEAM activities based on this week's theme. And the first of those activities is to experiment with the melting speeds of different cheeses. So you've probably melted cheese on something before, right? Like a pizza or like a grilled cheese. And there are all kinds of cheese in the world. There's mozzarella, which of course is what we usually have on pizza. There's cheddar, there's blue cheese, there's Gouda. There are lots and lots of kinds. And all of them are a little bit different. So what I'm challenging you to do is to take 2 different kinds of cheese, slice them up, and put each type of cheese on a separate slice of bread and try to melt it in your microwave. Which one do you think will melt the fastest? And why? What's the difference between them, do you think? Can you notice any differences even before you start melting them? Is one softer than the other? So good luck with that. You can also try this with vegan cheese if you are vegan or lactose intolerant. And our PDF also has a link to a vegan cheese recipe if you just want to try making it at home instead. Our second activity. You probably know that we get our cheese from animals, and animals that make milk are usually the kinds of animals that we use to get cheese because cheese is made with milk. So in our PDF, I have a quiz for you to test your knowledge. See if you can look at our list of animals and figure out which ones give us cheese. So the animals on that list are horses, cows, pigs, llamas, goats, and sheep. Feel free to put your answers in the comments here if you'd like, or just try them out at home, see how many you can get. Some of you may have tried some of these kinds of cheese already. I'll give you a hint. One of those animals on that list makes most of the cheese you've probably had. And our final activity is to try making your own ice cream. Okay, that is not cheese, but it is dairy and it's tons of fun to make. There are 2 recipes for this in the PDF, one that's lactose free and one that does use dairy. So there's 2 options there for you, or if you have your own recipe, that's fine too. It's very easy either way, and I've made the dairy version before. I had a great time doing it. All you need for the dairy version at least is Ziploc bags, ice, salt, milk, sugar, and vanilla. So good luck. I hope your ice cream turns out delicious, whichever recipe you use. And that's it for this week. So thank you so much for joining us, guys, and best of luck with your gardens. Next week, we will be back on Facebook Live for a special author reading with author Daniela Osman, who wrote Jude and Gigi Make a Pizza. She's going to be reading her story, and she'll also be taking you guys through the steps of actually making a pizza. So it's a great way to finish off the summer before our pizza party, our at-home pizza party, on August 31st. Last but not least, I do have a secret code for those of you who are in the TD Summer Reading Club. And the secret code is cowbell. COWBELL. That's all one word. And it's also a hint for the quiz. So thank you so much, everyone, and we'll see you next week. Bye.